Hey, Satou.
Hi.
Ellie, goodbye. Sports 360 AZ, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I know we've had a lot of excitement throughout the off-season. You've already been here for a while, training, but now that training camp really got started and you really got to feel kind of Nate's style out there on the court, what's it been like alongside, of course, your other stars and new teammates?
It's been great. The standard is high, and those are the environments that I thrive in and that I enjoy working in. You know, every single day that I just come in here, I'm super grateful to be in an organization like this, building on legacy, being able to build on legacy. That's a huge honor for me. So just bringing my personality and my game into it. I'm a little brat, so I think other people here on the team are also brats, and I feel like Nate has really found people that mesh together, and it's just really fun.
Hey Satou, welcome to Phoenix. It's Aya Abdeen for Ball is Life. Take me through the first 3 days of training camp and what goals would you like to accomplish with the team this year?
A lot of talking, a lot of communication about mistakes that we might make, but also preparation. So, you know, just obviously moving our bodies and prepping our bodies for a really demanding and hard season, but just keeping the fun with it. Basketball is something that we all love doing, and I think that this environment encourages that fun, and this environment encourages this openness to be better and challenge us to be better, but also, you know, just sitting in the family room, having breakfast together, building that team chemistry, because that is something that we will just have to work on a little bit more than other teams. They've been together, but it seems like it's a good fit, and the first 3 days were definitely really good for everyone all around. I think from the people that just came in to the people that have returned, for example, like Ka and Mac, they've been teaching us what it means to be a Mercury, and I think it's good to have that and a little bit of new vibe in there so we can all be together.
Dana Scott, Arizona Republic. Satou, welcome again.
Thank you.
Last year in Dallas, you had 2 6'7" on the team, and now you have one here in Kalani. So how much did that help you with spacing and having the defenders crash down on them and then open you up? And how do you think that will help you with Kalani being here again with you?
Yeah. I love playing with bigs, and I think having Kalani on the team will be such an asset. She's very mobile, and she can, you know, run the floor, but she's also a good shooter and knows the game. Like, her IQ is really high. And I've profited of like having big people in the paint, because you need to guard them. You need to box them out. They will just rebound the ball, and you know, I love my little dish offs to the post and side too. So it creates this form of being able to rely on your people. And obviously, I had 2 last year. We were really big in Dallas, but I feel like we're really big here too. And yeah, Lonnie's just in there working. It's really great.
Satou, Lena Washington, 12 News Phoenix. Welcome to the Valley.
Thank you.
You mentioned legacy here, so I'm curious what your knowledge of the Mercury and perception was before landing here and how that's changed or been emphasized since you arrived.
Yeah, so the Phoenix Mercury are actually one of the first games that I also got to watch. Overseas, it's a little bit harder watching the games, especially due to the time change. But everyone knows DT, and I think that she's been definitely a role model in my life. I got to play against her in the W, but also in college for the first time. And that was really, really, really when I started, you know, being around her and like looking at her more. And to be able to stand on and practice on her court now, I was looking at a video and I'm like, okay, Diana Taurasi court, like how legendary is that I get to practice on here? You know, just growing up, watching women play basketball, like I really don't take this lightly at all. And it's a huge honor getting to spend time with BG and knowing how many years she has spent here, and that I don't want to let people down that way either, because that's just the pride that comes as a woman, as a black woman, to carry on the legacy of someone like her. I just love that. So it's a huge honor to me when I get to say that I'm a Mercury now, and to continue their winning. You know, Dawana Bonner too. Like, once I realized she played here for this long, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like her. You know, she has that long player style. So I've always been inspired by it, and sometimes I'm really still struck by saying, oh, I play for the Phoenix Mercury now. Yeah.
Thank you. Greg Moore, Arizona Republic columnist.
Hey.
Good to see you. Kalia's going to have this new role. She's going to be more of a team leader. I'm curious how you think she can advance your game. How will you two play together?
she challenges me, and we already had a conversation, especially around recruiting time. She was like, I'm going to demand a lot from you. And we looked each other in the eyes and we were like, yeah, good. Like, I want that because I know her drive as a player. I've played against her. She has won. So that's where I want to be. So I'm ready to learn. And even in I think the third practice or the second practice, she just huddled everyone together and spoke up. And I don't know her that well yet, but what she said and just being able to be accountable, hold us all accountable, and tell us not to settle and not to ever be not hungry, that instills something within you when a player like that says that, like, oh, you have won, you know, you could have some type of satisfaction to it, but she's still hungry, and I love that. Like, that is something that really fuels other people, and I'm very big on mindset. I'm very big on approaching something very seriously and preparing for it. So she's been setting the standard, and I just love that. I love when someone comes in and does things the right way and then demands things because, yeah, absolutely. Girl, tell me everything you need. Tell me everything you need.
Satou, Craig Fouy, ABC 15 Sports. How are you managing the nerves, the anxiousness, the excitement of a fresh start, of being here, of moving to Phoenix and being a part of this group?
By fully embracing it. I'm here now. I know what I am capable of. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm just happy to bring my game to the city. I'm happy to bring my game on the court, and I know people are excited when they see me play. So I love the game so much, and that's really what's having me excited. I was seeing the first Phoenix Mercury post of our practices, and I'm like, wow, all my smiles have been caught on 4K. I'm like, I need to be a little bit more serious, but I'm just excited. It's a new beginning for me, and I'm just grateful. Yeah.
Hey, Satou, Brendan Clean, Phoenix New Times. I know you've had a couple of seasons, unfortunately, set back with injuries and different things you've had to overcome. What have you been able to learn about yourself or about preparation or recovery or just anything going through those experiences, obviously coming into this season healthy and hoping to avoid that in the future, obviously?
Last year taught me a lot, how fragile a career can be, how determined I am to get back to the thing that I love doing, to play the Olympics, to really play the second half of the season, which I didn't have to, but I wanted to because I love the game so much and I want to be better and I want to develop. And pushing through uncomfortable times really makes you stronger. We're the pros at pushing through adversity, and I think I've been through a lot in my life, but it just really makes you appreciate times like this even more. And I think that just by growing and adulting a little bit more, I realize how important relationships are off the court, like nurturing your friendships, nurturing your family ties, but then also nurturing the work relationships that you build throughout the time. Because in my past 5 years, I've met so many amazing people throughout the league, like whether it's media, whether it's trainers, whether it's, you know, people in basketball operations, whether it's all these people that just come to the games and find joy in that. That is really something that fuels me. And yeah, I mean, I'm just ready to go. I feel like I had an amazing year before last year. I feel like last year was just a little holdup, a little setback, but really a reset for everything so that I can now just thrive in a new place.
Satou, Hayden Silly with Clutch Points. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
I know there's been a lot of talk about the positionless basketball throughout training camp so far, and I know you fit that mold really well. So I'm just curious, from your perspective, how can this positionless basketball, whether it fits you guys on the Mercury or the league as a whole, how can positionless basketball thrive in today's WNBA?
It's really in today's way of playing basketball. I think people just become more skilled at everything. And I have always been a player where it's like, oh, I don't even know which position I'm at. I'm really versatile, and I love playing the point or, you know, bringing the ball up. I love posting up. And the same goes for Ka and AT. We have Lonnie shooting threes. I was already saying, like, come on, the other bigs have to guard that too, you know? So the other bigs have to defend down screens. So just having that flow and that unpredictable movement of, like, offensive players, that obviously we know what we're doing, but I think it's really hard to guard that because people are also bound to guarding position tight basketball. So it's just going to be fun. It's a new concept for me, and I love it. So I'm just really excited to see how everything will come together. I mean, we're 3 days in. I've been here a little bit longer, but just learning the little concepts is really all about coaching, all about the things that trickle down, and then what we as leaders show, you know, some rookies or younger players. But in the end, it's still basketball. The ball has to fall in the hoop, and we're pretty good at that.
Hi, Jeff Metcalf. That being said about positionless, Nate was talking about how important it is to be good at the four in this league. And so to have yourself AT and even Copper can play that position some, both on offense and defense, how important is that to the success of this team?
Very important. It means playing for the team and not playing for yourself. As a four, you really control the game. And now we have multiple fours on the court, but we're also enabled to do so. So, you know, just by swinging the ball or having like a pin down action, a flare action, everyone can initiate those actions. And now it's really all about trust and finding that tie of like players with each other, sharing the ball, kicking it out, shooting these threes, driving to the rim, and really finding a flow within that. But I think as a four, to be able to bring it up, just like me and AT can do, but then also posting up, it frees up a bit like opportunities for other people. We're going to have Sami Whitcomb, who's like the best shooter ever. I'm so happy to be playing with her with that 0.3 second shot. Like, that's just amazing. We space out the floor well. We can be inside, so we can find the shooters. They can drive. We have space, so there's just a lot of things that we can experiment with, and I think we'll have more of a feel for it all coming together, but it's a new way, very spread out. Thank you.
Hey, Sami. Eliav, goodbye. Sports 360 AZ, good to meet you.
Yeah, you
good
too.
to see you. So we've talked a lot about leadership so far today, and of course a lot of that lies on the big three, but you're a big part of that as well. It can't all be on them. So how do you feel like your experience and your leadership has helped already in the start of camp, and how you hope it continues to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we all lead in different ways. I think they're going to lead a lot, maybe more vocally sometimes, maybe more in their actions. But I think we're gonna ask a lot of them throughout the course of the season. So I think if I can be someone that can come in and take some of that load off of them and let them focus on the playing and the making shots, the making plays, all of that, then I'm happy to sort of take on some of that mental load and do some of the leading, some of the talking through stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of learning right now as well. So I'm trying to help facilitate some of that with some of the younger players. And again, I think just any way that I can help them be the best versions of themselves as leaders and as players, that's kind of what I see my role as.
Sami, Hayden Silly with Clutch Points. Nice to see you again.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So obviously you have a ton of experience in the WNBL, winning MVP there, and as well as being a WNBL champion. Just curious, is it difficult going from your home country where you are the number one option to heading back to the WNBA where you're seen as sort of playing off of the big three?
I mean, not really. I think, earlier in my career, it was difficult to try to be that player overseas and then come back here and sort of play a much smaller role. But I think the style that we want to play here, the way that we want to play, the way that everyone's sort of such an important sort of option in the offense, I think will be, it helps, I think, that I'm coming off of a season that's one where I was offensively, a threat, and obviously I had some success in that. So I think it's going to just help our big three be great. I think you need support. The years that I've been on successful WNBA teams, we've had 8, 9, 10, like we went deep. Everybody was incredibly important. Everybody had to come on and be a threat. Everybody had to come on and be that player. And obviously you figure it out as you go throughout the season in big moments who's going to take those big shots. But I think, they need me to be that player that I am overseas here to help take the attention off of them. They're all going to get, double teams and all those throughout the course of the night. So if there are opportunities for me to be aggressive and to make the defense, to draw the defense to help them, I think that's important. So yes and no. Like, obviously I'm not going to be the number one option, but I do think I have to act like that when I have the ball so that teams respect me.
Hey, Sami.
Hey.
Stephen Prejean, Gardner, PHNX Sports. How you doing? We have seen a shift in terms of the usage of shooters over the last couple of years to where now people like you are screening on ball. Can you speak to the advantages that you see created from that and just generally how you see that playing out into your role with the Mercury?
As me, a screener, is that what you said? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you see a lot of that now. I think if you can set a good screen, you can get others open, but you can get yourself open. But I think primarily if you're a good shooter, they don't want to leave you, right? And I think it puts the defense in kind of a predicament of, do we help off you, do we not? Do both people go to me? Do they leave me to go to the person that's driving? You slip out of it. I think that's where we're going to look to do a lot of that kind of stuff, where we put defenses in those situations where they don't know what to do. They have to decide who they want to guard, and we're going to be a team that in every position has people that can shoot, people that can drive, people that can score. So I think I'm really excited about that. I like doing that. I did that a lot last year, I think. And I think it just helps create a lot of openings for other people. I think that's, again, what I see as my role on this team as well, to create that space. I hope that people, hopefully other teams will respect my, the shooting, and that will create a lot of space for other players on the team.
Hey, Sami, over here it's Aya Abdeen for Ball is Life. Welcome to Phoenix.
Thank
so
you.
I have 2 questions. What are your goals you would like to accomplish this season in Phoenix, and how your MVP season in Australia helps you prepare for the upcoming season in the Mercury?
Yeah, I mean, I want us to win, but I think, we're at such an early stage that I think a lot of is foundational as well. Right now we're building blocks, we're setting the tone for what we want to be long term, and that's really exciting for me to get to be a part of that. I think, we want to do things the right way, and I think be really intentional about how we're doing that. So camp's really important, I think, in a lot of areas for that. Of course, we want to win, but I think we know that getting to a place where you're winning regularly and consistently is really hard in this league, and that's what we're trying, I think, to do now. We're trying to build all of those blocks so that when we face that adversity come season, we're prepared for it. So yeah, I'm really excited about contributing to that, and it was a big part of my motivation overseas this year. I wanted to have a really great year. I wanted to make sure that I was doing all the things that were going to set me up to be successful here and to help this Phoenix Mercury team be successful.
Dana Scott, Arizona Republic. Sami, just wondering about how you grew up in Southern California, where DT's from.
Yeah.
She's gold standard, and then you played all your years, or a lot of years up in Seattle, backing up Sue Bird.
Yeah.
So, what were some of the greatest lessons you learned from her, and also, what do you see in some of the younger players possibly looking up to you in that same way that you looked up to?
Yeah, I mean, I idolized Dee growing up. I think a lot of us did. So it's really cool to be, kind of from the same area. In terms of, playing with Sue, and I was a 28-year-old rookie there, so that was, that was unique in its own way. But to have someone like Sue, I think what I learned most from her was she saw the value in every single player on the floor, and she knew how to use that, and she knew how to empower those players. If I stepped on the floor, yeah, I might just be a three-point shooter. That might be all I do, but she included me in whatever we were doing. She knew that I was going to draw attention. She knew that that was going to create space for Stewie, that was going to create space for somebody else. So if I subbed in, straight away she would call 1 or 2 plays that had me in the action. She valued all of us. She valued every single possession, every single person. And she really made us buy into that as well. And I think, she's probably the best leader I've ever been around in that way. She didn't talk all the time. She didn't say everything all the time. But when she spoke, you listened, and you knew that what she said was important. And so, yeah, I have learned so much from her over the years. And I hope that I can bring some of that in now. We've got a lot of really young, great rookies and people that are similar to me, and that they've maybe had a chance to try out previously, got cut, and have gone overseas and really worked hard and are coming back for this second opportunity, which was me. I did the same thing. So that really resonates with me, and I'm really trying to just help in any way that I can, the same way that Sue was really helpful for me.
Jeff Metcalf, Satou was talking about how excited she is to play with you because of your three-point shooting, your ability to get the ball off quickly. Can you just go into a little bit more about what playing with her, AT, and Copper are going to do for you to enable you to do your your thing?
Yeah, I mean, just they're so dynamic. They get into the paint so easily. They get downhill, and everyone just collapses around them. I anticipate I'll get some of the most open looks I've had probably in my career, because people will leave me to guard them. They just will. They're too tough. They're too good at the rim. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about hopefully, like I said, having some shot credibility that hopefully people will guard me, and it'll create those lanes for them. And then I just have to do the easy thing and knock down the shot right. So I'm really excited about it, the style that we're trying to play, the way we want to share the ball and find, the good to great looks for each other, I think is really exciting. And so far you can see the intent behind that in trainings. And it's just I think the more that we figure each other out, figure out what our tendencies are, how we play, it's going to be really exciting.
Hey, Mark McClune, Arizona's Family, 3TV CBS 5. Hey, as this town and the fan base gets to know the team, how would you describe your personality on and off the floor, and maybe just the personality of the team so far?
Yeah, I mean, the personality of the team, I think, is high energy, incredibly competitive, but we like to have fun. I feel like there's a lot of, not like goofballs, but just people who don't take it too seriously. Like when we're on the court, we do, but when we're off the court, we can have fun, we can laugh. So I really enjoy that. I think you need a bit of that. I think it can all be a lot sometimes. So I think if you can't have a laugh and enjoy just being around each other as teammates off the court, it can be, a long season. So I'm glad that we're already able to sort of get to know each other and have fun off the court. I think for me, I don't know, my personality, I'm pretty intense on the floor. I like to hype my teammates up. I get excited about little things sometimes. But I think off the floor, I'm pretty easy to talk to, easy to get along with. I like to be outside and be outdoors. I'm a mom, so that stuff is really important to me as well. But I really like engaging with people and getting to know them.
Last question. Sami, Lena Washington, 12 News Phoenix.
Hi.
You talked about your journey and what you'd had to overcome to get to the W. I'm curious what your key to longevity has been now as you enter year 9, and how some of those experiences prepared you for this long career in this league.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really just been in the day-to-day. Like, I show up every day and try to get a little bit better. I think, this game is really, you get what you give, and I think if you're willing to put the time in and to give something every single day, you can get something from it. And you have to look after your body, of course, but I think for me, I've been able to do this because, one, I have not let a no or, an adversity or someone tell me that I'm not good enough deter me. I've just figured out ways to sort of, get better and improve and really make those sort of losses lessons for me. I've had a lot sort of throughout my career, and I've just really been able to look in the mirror and figure out, well, what's the lesson from this? How can I get better? And that's been really important for me. I think it's been a big part of why each year I feel like I am able to get a little bit better. And I love the game. I really love it. I have a lot of joy in playing and in these environments where you get to build something, where you get to work with people every single day that love what they do as well, and you're working for a goal. So I think, as long as I have those two things, I feel like I could play forever. Thank you.